how did you pick USC?
Well, I'm originally a transfer student, so I went to school my freshman year down in Waco, Texas, and then I realized that I really wanted to pursue a career in sports. I wasn't 100% sure what that looked like, but after some conversations with my mom, she hand selected USC and the HRSM program, and it's probably the best decision I've ever made.
Not only this university, but the sport program was the right thing for you?
Absolutely. I think when I looked at all the other programs, nothing quite stood out the way South Carolina did. The experiences that we're able to get, the support that we get from professors, the excused absences that we get to go do work experiences for weeks at a time, that's not something you're going to get anywhere else. And everyone is just so supportive, whether it be your professors or your classmates or the clubs that are here. Everything here has just been about seeing the student success. And I think, I mean, everyone in this program is such a great example of that.
What have some of your favorite those kinds of experiences been?
Probably my favorite experience was working the Credit One Charleston Open. So it was an exclusive event that I was able to work through Sigma Psi Mu, my professional fraternity. So I got to be a ticketing intern there, and that was one of the best experiences. I got so close with a lot of my brothers in the fraternity who were also working that event, and it was just also a really great time getting to spend a week in Charleston, getting to work a tennis tournament, which I never thought I would do. I also worked the US Open in Pinehurst a couple years back, which was also incredible. I also was able to work for Charlotte FC, which is my hometown soccer team, for 2 years in their premium game day staff department, and I got that experience right off the listserv. Additionally, I worked for Gamecock Athletics as a marketing intern, and I was lead marketing intern for Gamecock Women's Soccer for a season, and that was also just that was the start of everything for me was Gamecock Athletics.
Tell me about your Sig Psi Mu experience.
So I was told by my mom when I first came into USC that I needed to rush for Sigma Psi Mu, and I told her that's something I can do later on, and I didn't really think too much of it. Then I met a couple of brothers. I met a couple of brothers' families who only spoke great about Sigma Psi Mu, and I decided, all right, I'll rush in the spring. Nobody told my mom that she was absolutely right. It was the second best decision I ever made. And getting to be in Sigma Psi Mu has given me so much confidence. I'm so much better at my public speaking. I carry myself better. I've met so many incredible people. All of my best friends in college came straight from Sig Psi. I've absolutely loved it. Getting to work the Credit One Charleston Open was directly correlated to being in Sig Psi. I've met my best friends, my roommates, just all of the people in my life that make me who I am in college and who have supported me throughout my entire journey. It's been my family and then my brothers in Sig Psi.
Your interest in sales. You mentioned that your grandparents were your first client. Tell me, share that story again if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to my first Charlotte Hornets game when I was 12 years old. So a friend in middle school decided to bring me along with her and her dad. And when I went, I decided that I just absolutely loved the fan experience, the overall environment of an NBA game, and that I loved the sport. So that's really how I started to get into sports and specifically basketball. And then as I continued watching Hornets games, I also decided that I wanted to start getting into collegiate basketball. So I became a Duke fan. I just decided that was my team. And then I started telling my grandparents about it. They live out in Reno, Nevada. They really didn't watch basketball much, especially collegiate basketball. They started watching Duke basketball games, and then one time I called them and I explained the Duke UNC rivalry to them, told them that they would be playing at the Spectrum Center, which is right in Charlotte, 20 minutes down the road from my house. And I called them my first clients because they bought tickets out from Nevada and took my entire family to the Duke UNC game in Charlotte, and it was incredible.
Tell me about your post grad job.
Yeah, so after SCVT, I ended up interviewing with the Philadelphia 76ers. I met Cassidy Holler, the inside sales manager at the time at SCVT. Absolutely hit it off, did the interview process, interviewed with Alexander Snyder. I interviewed with Odell Benton, and then I ended up getting a job offer with the Sixers. And to my surprise, it was for February, and I am walking in May. So I was able to start with the MBA before I graduated, which is just incredible. And again, it's just all credit to the HRSM program. I think I wouldn't have been able to do that and do it so confidently without going through this program. So for the last 3 months, I've been in Philadelphia and I've been working for the 76ers, and we are currently in the playoffs.
How did it work when you had to tell your faculty, your advisor, everybody here, "Hey, I've got a job. It's only February. I know I'm not done, but I need to leave now." Were they did they work with you on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I spoke with Steve Taylor and my advisor, Kate Blanton, who has been the biggest help and guidance for the last 3 years. I spoke with them previous to SEVT, and I let them know that my plan was I had 2 classes left. It was chemistry and dance appreciation. And I said, I will not let these classes be what keeps me from accepting a job if I get offered at SEVT. So I registered for two, actually at SEVT before the day began. I registered for 2 8-week courses that were online. So as I started my first week of training, I was also doing chem and dance appreciation. And my first week on the phones, those were my finals for chem and dance appreciation. So they were super great. They totally understood the situation because it's not totally unheard of. But they were very, very helpful. They helped guide me through what classes I should take, what I needed to take, and how we were going to go about me being able to do these classes while still accepting a full-time position.
Wonderful. What's it like to be 22 years old and on the floor working, not only working for an NBA team, but in the middle of a playoff run? That I
Yeah.
can't even imagine being not even technically graduated yet and
Yeah.
already in the middle of that.
Yeah, so actually, I'm 21.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
no, that's okay. I am the youngest in the office. So, I'll shortly be joined by Lauren Cavallaro, who I'm super excited about. She'll be an intern with us in the summer in the social media department. But it has been insane. I am constantly made fun of for my age because I graduated our sales academy program before I graduated college, and that's a running joke in the office. But it has been insane, but it's also been so great being able to be so young and being able to be molded to what the company is looking for and being able to learn firsthand what the 76ers want. I'm not changing my way of selling. I'm not changing my way of viewing the NBA or selling these tickets or bringing fans out because I'm learning from my first job. So it's been really great. It's definitely surreal saying that I'm 21, haven't graduated college, and I'm working for an NBA team, but it's been super incredible. I've absolutely loved every second of it, but it's definitely been hectic.
Did you feel ready, and did USC help you get ready to step into something like that?
Absolutely. I previously held a role as a leasing agent for my college apartment, and so a little bit different than selling tickets to 76ers games, but that allowed me to make the phone calls, be comfortable with the cold calls, and be comfortable with having conversations also about money because that's a hard thing to have conversations about, especially in sales when you're selling to people who all have different budgets. So I think that was the biggest thing that I had to overcome. That said, like I mentioned with Sig Sai prepared me to have uncomfortable conversations and be good with public speaking and carry myself in a way where I sound confident over the phones. And I think that has gone such a long way in all of my conversations with all of my clients. Additionally, it's definitely really fun getting to meet my clients in person and them realize that I am just a 20-year-old girl, 21-year-old girl. So it's been fun, but definitely USC has prepared me in ways I can't even imagine or describe. But I think the biggest thing is my confidence, the way I carry myself, just feeling ready to step into any role, even if I don't know much about it. Great.
Who are the people you'd like to thank for helping you get to this milestone to graduation?
Definitely my parents and my younger brother. They have been three of my biggest supporters always. Obviously, my grandparents, my first clients, they're currently in Charlotte. They're waiting to come down today to take my graduation pictures with me. Additionally, my grandparents on my other side and my aunt, they, again, my entire family has been the biggest support for me my entire life. I'm the first person in my family to go to college, so they've been super supportive. And when I told them that I wanted to go to college to study sport, when I didn't come from a family that had ever watched sports, they didn't bat an eye. They said, great, let's get you there, and we're going to support you the whole way. They've flown out from Nevada to watch me at watch me just scan tickets in at golf
Oh,
tournaments. They've flown in from California to go on trips with me over the summer and come to football games and basketball games. They've come to everything that I've done my entire life. And especially now that I've been at South Carolina, they've supported me the entire way, and it's been really great. So definitely my family, and then all of Sig Sci. They've been the biggest support when I have a board position in Sig Sci, and when I told the president and the VP that I needed to leave, they took over everything. They helped me plan formal. They helped me plan our alumni weekend. They helped and they really stepped up, and they never once made me feel bad about the fact that I couldn't physically be there. So they were great. And especially my brothers in Sig Sci, they've been the biggest support. They constantly text me before a big game, or if they see something on the social media, they'll shout me out. So everyone at USC, my family, everyone's been a great support, and the faculty here as well. Murray Cohn, Kim Boone, Natasha Bryson, three of my biggest supporters here in the department.
what have been some of your favorite moments in undergrad here at USC? And this one doesn't have to be academic; could be literally anything that stands out in your memory.
I would say my first game where I had a work experience, it was the Clemson Carolina game, fall of 24. That was my first volunteer experience. I volunteered with the marketing department in marketing and fan experience for Gamecock Athletics. I passed out rally towels for hours, and it was such a great experience. That's where I first had a conversation with someone about Sig Sci, but also I realized how incredible the opportunities were here. I drove in right after Thanksgiving, and I got to work the Clemson Carolina game that a lot of my friends weren't even attending because they were away back home. And being in that environment, my first Clemson Carolina game, I realized I absolutely had made the right choice. So that first football game, that first Clemson Carolina game was definitely one of my favorite memories. Additionally, like I said, working the Credit One Charleston Open, that's been great. Being able to be in Kim Boone's class and help plan SCVT and see the behind the scenes of that, there's so much that goes into it that you wouldn't even think about. But being able to be part of that class, planning it, hearing what's going on, helping with the decorations, that was great. Um, I know I have more.
What advice would you give as you graduate to a freshman, a high school senior who wants to succeed the way you've succeeded?
Take advantage of the listserv. Even if it's a one off opportunity, it's going to give you experience. You're going to learn either about yourself or about the industry or about what you do or don't like. So, regardless, it will be a good experience, and it'll be a learning lesson for you. I think also be comfortable asking professors questions and getting to know them. I definitely didn't take advantage of that as much as I wish I had. But like I mentioned, Dr. Natasha Bryson, I took advantage of that opportunity. I spoke with her all the time. And just as I was walking in here, she was in her car, shouted out to me and congratulated me on graduating. So having that connection with professors is definitely really helpful because they'll always be in your corner. They'll always put in a good word. The professors here are incredible. All of the faculty is, and they're always going to know someone who can help you get to your next step. So make sure they know you as well. Um, I think also make sure you're having as many experiences as you can, whether it be work experiences or hanging out with your friends or doing some random experience that you would have never thought about because a friend is going to do it with you. Take advantage of all of it because not everyone gets the opportunity to come to this school and be a part of this program and get the unique experiences that we do.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything else you think people should know?
I'm going to add one more to my favorite memories.
Mm.
Every single memory that I have with my Sigma Psi Mu family, we have big littles in Sig Psi, and I absolutely love my entire family. They have been such a big support. They always text me, they always congratulate me. We always keep up with one another. Even if they've graduated, we're all still in a group chat, and so that's been another big thing for me. Um, think the only other thing that I want to add is that, again, South Carolina is such a unique place and it's such a unique program. There are so many resources here. You should absolutely take advantage of them. And I am so grateful for everything South Carolina has given me.